On to the next section of how to rent out that extra room. Now, I know all of you have heard of Airbnb and Verbo and all those ones, so we'll get into that in a minute. But before I go into that, I'd like to talk about the right mindset to kind of have. So, this quote Earl Nightingale used to say a lot, the mind is very fertile like a piece of ground. So let's say a farmer has good fertile land and he plants two plants, tomato plant and deadly nightshade. Now he turns the soil over, he waters it, give it nutrient, and invariably each plant is going to grow. You know, it just depends on which one he waters more. So it's kind of same thing with your mind. If you're thinking you're not going to be able to do this, these are too hard, you don't know where to start, you're kind of just watering that nightshade plant in your mind. And the poison is just going to kill any chance of you succeeding. Now, on the other hand, if you're going with all the positive points in your mind, like I can do this, the first step's the hardest, after that, beginning, I'm halfway there, you're going to find it's going to be a lot easier. The tomato plant, it's just going to grow, it's going to flourish. So you got to decide which way you want to go on this. So now we're getting into Airbnb. You saw in the hip camp how I used the idea of giving more to get more and how that helped me grow my business tremendously. Now, I kind of already had all those things from hip camp going when it went out of business, so I used a lot of the same ideas to get my Airbnb business to grow. But I also added more things. So I might not have time to talk about that throughout these videos, so I'll probably do a little collage of everything at the end, so you can see all the little things I did that continue to give back to all my customers. So yeah, let's jump into Airbnb. So I had heard about this for a long time, but never really actually tried it. And after the hip camp went out of business, I had to find another revenue stream. So I was still working the 9 to 5, and I wanted to quit, but now that the hip camp was gone, there was no more revenue. So I thought, well, I have a nice place, I fixed it up, I might as well rent it out. And I thought, you know, maybe it'd be rented on the weekends and I could sleep in that camper van I had. So what happened really fast was this started to get booked all the time. And the camper van, I made that into an Airbnb as well. So soon I was getting rentals, but I had no home. So let me show you the first Airbnb I did. So in here, you'll see we got a king bed, AC unit. Of course, every unit I like to add a little Planko machine in there, you know. Gotta have something fun. And then we got a nice desk to work at, television, fridge, little bar stool, cooking area for the kitchen, and then a bathroom. And you can see that I keep it a pretty basic theme of black, white, and gray. Just kind of all flows together. So you'll see in my other units, they have the same color scheme, because I wind up having extra material and it just keeps working on each one. So that was our first one. I'll show you the next few units we have. Now when I first got this one, it needed a lot of work. You know, paint, flooring, a lot of things, even new furnishings. So I'll give you a quick little tour. It's a pretty small little room, not too much in it. I always like to add Planko games in every room, make it a little bit fun. Got a big bathroom, walk-in shower, and closet. So as you can see, this one's nothing too fancy, and you'll probably notice that the layout and color scheme is essentially the same as the other ones. So this is another one of our Airbnbs in the back. So you probably recognize this one from the other video from the hip camp. So this was the game room, and once we went out of business with hip camp, I had a room with arcade games and a pinball machine, all that in here. Didn't know what quite to do with it. So I just added a bed, couch, and of course, got to add a television for them to enjoy everything. And we had another Airbnb. And a lot of people that have families and kids, they love this one. I've had many repeat customers that come here all the time. And because they've been here so many times, I take them to the neighbors, I let them check out their chicken farm, all kinds of things. So people really enjoy this one, and of course they have a great time and experiences here. Just to give you guys some more ideas, you can do the same thing with the storage unit that I did with the Airbnbs as well. So you see, this one is another friend of mine. He had an extra room that he wasn't really using and didn't really have guests too much. So I went out there, used the material I had, fixed it up for him, and helped him post that one on Airbnb as well. And of course, like my other friend, he gives me a little bit of the kickback from the rental. So you don't necessarily have to have an extra room to rent out. You can actually help somebody else rent the one they already have.